Hi, I'm Jen Spencer, and this is Jen Spencer's 10-Minute Book Club. Hi, readers. Happy February. This is such a great day and such a great month of love. I like to celebrate Valentine's Day all month long. Today, we're going to be interviewing Jenny Rabe, who is a new author to me, but she's written 12 books, and they're all really fun romances, contemporary. One has a little bit of paranormal to it, and you are going to love this interview. As always, if you ask a question or enter a comment in the comment section below, you will be entered to win one of Jenny Rabe's new books, Love in the Air. And we're going to talk about it in this interview, and it sounds like an adorable, really fun book. So I'm really excited today to introduce to you Jenny Rabe. Jenny, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to get to know you. I just saw you on Facebook that you were an author of sweet romance, and I thought, okay, I'm always recruiting people to be on my book club. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your writing, just whatever you think readers would want to know.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Jenny Rabe, and I'm a sweet romance writer. I have dabbled a little bit in middle grade and in young adult romance, but I think adult romance is my sweet spot. I was a teacher for a lot of years and taught 4th and 5th grade, and I clog for fun. And yes, and writing is just my superhuman power. So I love to write about sweet romance because, I mean, there's just not enough of it in the world. There's just too many books that you read and you go, I gotta put this away. And I just really want to write books that you can show even your 5-year-old daughter and be fine with.
I love that. Are you, do you write contemporaries, or is that mostly what you write?
Yes, mostly contemporary, but I have done one semi-paranormal one because it was like a Sleeping Beauty retelling. So it did have like a supernatural feel to it, but only slightly. I don't know. I really like the natural world. So I don't really dabble in other genres that are outside of our realm.
Outside of the real world. I like that too. Because, well, for one thing, if you have to build a whole new world, that can get very complex. So
yes, and I see writers do all the time. They do a great job with it. I am just not talented in that area.
So tell me about your books. How many have you written? And
so I have 12 published novels, and one of them is a middle grade novel called Playground Treasures, and one of them is a sweet romance for young adults called Diving for Love, and the other 10 are for adults. There's a fake engagement collection that has 5 books in it that are all about fake engagement romances, but they're separate because they're separate couples, but they all have that theme of fake engagement. And then I have a few standalone books.
Okay.
Man of My Dreams is my bestseller one. That's the one that I was talking about that had the little paranormal instances in there, and that actually is my bestseller. So maybe I should be writing more outside of my realm because it really did well.
So Man of My Dreams. So what is your latest book?
Okay. Well, Love in the Air came out 2 months ago, and that was about a couple that went on a cruise, and it was like a singles cruise. So they were matched with this group of 12, and instead of a cruise on water, I wanted to do like a cruise in the air where they stop at different locations in the United States, and they're set up in these date situations, and they have to meet the 12 other people in their group. And of course, they guarantee that you're able within 12 people that you can find someone that you can work well with. And so it follows these 2 people on the cruise. And even though you meet the other 12 people, you don't like split off and see their perspective, but hopefully I will write the other, 10 stories. Just
Oh,
not right now, because it's a lot of commitment.
yeah, I was gonna say that's very ambitious, but so fun. So when did you start writing?
Well, I am a writing teacher, and so I've been writing my whole life. But I never really took it as like a career step until it was a couple of years ago. I was teaching a writing unit to my students, and we had to write a fictional story. And I had so much, and I never tell my students anything I'm not willing to do myself. So I wrote a story with them about this little boy who lives on the playground. He runs away from a bad family situation and lives on the playground. And he meets Lorelai, and the both of them find that friendship helps heal the little broken parts of our lives. And so after the summer came and I had all this time, I was like, I really want to develop this story more. And then it took me 5 years to publish that book. So I think I learned about the writing process. Even though I knew a lot about writing, I didn't know a lot about fiction writing and about publishing. So it took me 5 years to publish my first book because I was going through process and error and just learning the ways of the publishing world.
Yeah, there are definitely upsides and downsides to the self-publishing world for sure. Well, last week we talked to Julianne Donaldson, and it took her, it was over a year to get someone to accept Edenbrook. And Shadow Mountain finally published it. But I think, that's really such a good book. And sometimes they, it's just for whatever reason, they're not going to pick it up. So
yeah,
anyway.
they're so fickle because they go through phases of genres. So even though your book is perfect, if they don't want that genre at the time, they won't pick it up. So it has nothing to do with a writer's ability to write. It's more of like if they want it at the time, if what you're writing is what they want.
That's exactly right. That's right. So, well, that's great. And you have 3 little kids?
3 little kids. Yep. A 9, 6, and a 3-year-old.
So how do you find time to write?
Oh, that's a good question. So my husband is super supportive, and I actually don't write very well on a day-to-day basis, but I'm kind of a binge writer. So I'll go through periods of writing a lot at once. And on my retreats, which I just go rent a hotel room or I just go to a B&B, and I write a book in a weekend.
Whoa.
And it usually takes me about 3 days.
Wow.
But that's only been the last 2 years that I'm able to write about 30K to 50K in a week. And last time I went on the retreat, I wrote the entire book in that 3-day period. So that was a first for me. It's very hard, but I also think in my mind, I'm not going to be able to write this once I'm at home because I only have maybe a good hour a day that I could work on writing. But the problem is when you're writing a book and you come back to it only an hour at a time, you have to reread what you've already written and then try to remember what line of thought you were on. So I think about that when I'm on my retreats, and I think it propels me forward. I know I'm not going to be able to write on this, so I got to keep going. And so I write really fast at retreats, and I don't let any distractions bother me. I hold myself in my room and I eat Twizzlers the whole time.
Okay, so we're almost out of time.
Okay.
What is one of your favorite romantic movies?
I kind of write the Hallmark way, but I don't really love Hallmark movies. I think they're not very solid. But then again, I write very fluffy romances because that's all the time that I like to read fluffy romances, so that's how I write them. So I don't know. I do study them, but I wouldn't say they're my favorite. Probably The Holiday is one of my favorites, but just because I like I like sequences where they like put little events together. I forgot what they call that, a montage.
Montage.
And I really like the montages in the holiday.
Mm.
So
I love that one. That is, oh, it's so charming. Jack
it
Black,
is
so
like
charming.
swapping houses and just meeting a
Yes.
guy, and I don't know.
It's a
I
great
really like, oh, your heart's broken, you find some love to heal it. I still like that rescuing kind of love, even though, some people would say you don't need a man to rescue you. And I'm like, it's not about that. It's about how love heals what
Yeah.
you've already had broken.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. That's a really great thought. That it's so true. Well, that's why we love romance so much.
Right.
So, yeah. Oh, okay. So, last question. You're stuck on a desert island. Would you rather have a lifetime supply of toilet paper or chocolate?
I'm pretty sure leaves are effective. So I would say chocolate.
Chocolate. Okay. There is no wrong answer. Yeah,
Plus, I mean, after that quarantine, we kind of learned that toilet paper, sometimes you have to be creative. So
that's true. Paper towels, Kleenexes. Yeah.
use what you need to.
Oh, my husband went out and bought so many rolls of toilet paper. We are still using the toilet paper that he bought in March of 2020. So, but that's great. We have, it never goes bad. So you can always use it.
Well, thanks so
Well,
much for having me today. I think it's so cool that you have this.
Yes, thank you so much. And readers, if you make a comment or ask a question in the comment section below, you'll be entered to win one of 3 copies of Jenny's new book, right? Love in the Air, 3 ebook copies.
Oh, and yes, can I put a little plug in for a group? I run a beta readers group. It's called Clean and Wholesome Beta Readers.
Clean and Wholesome.
So this is a great, like, if you're interested in writing yourself, and you have to find beta readers to read your books before you submit to anyone, because they help you see little issues in your plot and your writing. So if you're interested in writing in general, that's a great stepping stone, is to join a beta reading group.
Okay,
so that one's on Facebook.
If some of my readers want to go there to be a beta reader, they could do that too.
Yes, please join. Or there's also, we have a Clean and Wholesome reviewers group, and this one they send ARCs to, so advanced reader copies, before it's even published. We like to find readers to read our books, and then the day that it comes out, we have reviews that first week.
Thank you so much for being here, Jenny. It's been a great pleasure.